We are now at information. Superintendent's update. Dr. Swift.
Well, good evening, trustees and members of the community who are joining us in person and those who are joining remote via Zoom and CTN. We just appreciate the opportunity to share this superintendent's report this evening. We are right in the middle of the 5th week of this 22-23 school year. We really are seeing students and teachers and staff and families kind of settled in to the rhythms of school. Since we last met, trustees, curriculum nights have wrapped up across the district, and the reports are from all around just really strong attendance from students and parents and families. Really an exciting time in the schools. Parent-teacher conferences are now scheduled at each school, and starting next week, these will occur in our buildings over the months of October and November. So we would just ask that parents and those who are interested in parent-teacher conferences just check in with your school to see the exact plan for those conferences. We have fall activities underway. It's a busy time in the district, and especially in PTO-sponsored fall festivals, fun runs, movie nights. I had a great opportunity last Monday night to join the PTO Council and really appreciated their first meeting of the year and that they're continuing their theme of welcome and engagement and respect for all. We also have learning extending beyond the classrooms. Students are excited, as our staff, about field trips that are already being planned and are coming up. And congratulations this week to both Pioneer and Skyline. I'm sure, trustees, you noticed the vintage car out front. It is homecoming week for 2 of our high schools this week. Folks have been asking, and as superintendent, I've been curious. So we took a look over the past couple of days at our attendance. We're delighted to see solid student attendance this fall, and our schools are remaining very consistent in the overall enrollment. Despite continuing COVID levels of medium and high, it's varied back and forth in Washtenaw County. Student and staff attendance has been strong through the month of September. So teacher attendance is one of those metrics we look at. It has averaged a solid 90% over the month of September. Of course, we have a couple of days left. The ranges have run between 85 and 94%. That is very, very high because that includes all of our professional staff in that number. Student attendance has also been very strong during September. In that chapter since Labor Day, so those weeks beginning on the Tuesday after Labor Day, elementary at 92.3% attendance, middle school at 91.5%, and high school at 90.8%, so just under 91% attendance. The overall Y5 through 12th grade attendance is running about 92.3% during September. Now, we know that folks are predicting a very difficult influenza season, and I just really appreciate that our families, our students and staff and families are being very careful about not attending school when they have symptoms. That is still so very important for all of us, but we're just delighted to see that we also are having strong attendance. So a big shout out, thank you to our students, teachers, support staff, principals, our parents and families. It is a unified effort to support our students through this fall. You probably saw the announcement in the media last week, trustees. We're so delighted to congratulate 39 Ann Arbor Public Schools students who've been recently named national semi-finalists in the Merit Scholarship Program. This year, the Ann Arbor Public Schools account for more than 8% of Michigan's National Merit Scholars. So one school district of 500 plus accounts for 8%. So this is a really nice big group. Over recent years, we've consistently been among the top districts for students recognized as National Merit Semi-Finalists. This is key and critical because nearly $28 million in scholarship money is attached to this designation as well. We have included the names of our 39 students, and we will have that in our announcement that we share out. I just want to give a big shout out to Community, Huron, Pioneer, and Skyline, to their National Merit Semifinalists. I wanted to touch in, as we do at every meeting, on our progress with our before and after care programs in the district. As you all know, we value the ability to offer before and after care. We've been busy over the previous year redesigning the program, recruiting and hiring and retaining before and after care workers. This past Monday, so just 2 days ago, we were delighted to open the Angel Elementary Aftercare Program. One of our speakers referenced the locations. Those locations are really built around where we can find the workers. And that Angel location is staffed, thankfully, partly by students from the University of Michigan who walk to that location. So we're very fortunate to be able to open that one. And this brings us to 9 of our 20 locations with before and after care programs. Now, our team continues to interview and hire staff, and this includes, in case you haven't heard, positions for 16 and 17-year-old high school students who are now approved to be able to work in these programs. So I will include that link in this week's update, and folks may just check our website. As staffing allows, we will continue to add staff. We will add more before and after care program sites as we move through the year, as we're able to with staffing. I want to just give a big shout out to Fall and Community Rec and Ed. This is a great time for Rec and Ed, and this week they are highlighting early childhood programs. So trustees, I dropped some of those into the update. A First Steps Parenting Group, a picture book, adventures late fall, and a launch into literacy late fall, and then printmaking family art and block printing family art. So check out the Rec and Ed website. Those classes are filling up, but we have a lot of options there for families. Trustee Caraharo mentioned the Environmental Sustainability Taskforce, and we've been focused in many areas to move the environmental sustainability work forward in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. You may have heard that we recently were awarded a grant for an AmeriCorps Vista position, and this will be an environmental sustainability researcher position. And this will help Mr. Lautzana to be able to assist with baseline assessments in the district. Trustees, you remember one of the first phase projects is to figure out where we are currently. And so this person will assist with those efforts in the district, and we're so grateful for the grant to bring that person on board in the next few weeks. Trustee Caraharo has spoken about the meeting that occurred last Tuesday. I also want to mention that painting and some low-key spruce-up enhancements are also underway in the AAPS Freeman Environmental Education Center. That is a location that's a little rougher than most of our locations. It's designed for outdoor education, but we are getting that fixed up just a little bit. I want to share with environmental education that we are delighted that Freeman Environmental Education Center has welcomed AAPS high school students to the center already this fall. Those include AP Environmental Science students, Diploma Program Environmental Systems and Society students, and the Diploma Program Science students attended. They're there to attend to programming connected to their coursework. So in the new programming, students worked with their teachers, Mr. Ambrosino and Mr. Siegel, to learn about the history of land use at Freeman and the implications for ecological restoration efforts. They practiced tree identification using a dichotomous key and verified the species using a tree inventory database. They also learned to identify invasive shrubs and flag them for subsequent removal. All of this supports an understanding of the importance of biodiversity and forest management practices. I'm so grateful for the 40 acres that we have out there at Freeman. 20 of them are grasslands and 20 of the acres are wooded. And that setting combined with Mr. Ambrosino and Mr. Siegel make for just an incredible opportunity for learning. All of our elementary students, of course, are out there as well, but we wanted to highlight tonight some of the high school opportunities that are being added there. Wanted to share from our special ed team and our special ed office that we are beginning the 4th cohort. And this is something that I've been involved in for a few years with other superintendents in the area. The 4th cohort of the WISD Eastern Michigan University Paraeducator to Teacher Certification Program will begin the 4th group of our candidates in January 2023. We have 23 applicants. Unfortunately, for this year, only 9 openings, but we will continue. And trustees, I was in an extended meeting in August with the other superintendents around building out future years of this program. We will have, all told, about 30 teachers emerging from this paraeducator to teacher program in the next 3 or so years. Our first group will graduate this coming spring, early in the spring. They will be doing their student teaching while they continue to be right here with us. Elementary teachers are also receiving Haggerty phonemic awareness and phonemic awareness intervention training. This is really important literacy professional development to ensure that all students have access and opportunity and that we're catching early on those students who may be struggling with dyslexia or with other issues around those fundamental components of early literacy and reading. 4 schools, Lakewood, Mitchell, Abbott, and Thurston, have converted the old traditional seclusion rooms or timeout rooms into sensory areas. The proper term is homeostasis. I don't use that term very well, but I call them sensory spaces. Time in a sensory room is really helpful for students who need that to improve their visual, auditory, and tactile processing, as well as fine and gross motor skills. By providing a sense of calm and comfort, sensory rooms help children learn to self-regulate their behaviors, which ultimately improves focus. I've been in some of these rooms already this fall. I want to give a shout out to Bernard Rice and the facilities team because they've painted them, and the feeling in them is really one of calm, really a different feel than what the more traditional older spaces were. So I am appreciating that addition this year. Every day we have questions about how are we doing with staffing in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. And just want to share from Mr. Randall that we continue with our weekly employee orientations as we do year round. They are ongoing, and trustees, we have a consistent group of new employees, new AAPS team members participating every single week in those orientations. We will continue also to plan for virtual job fair events. Mr. Randall is on top of that because that is another way to increase our sourcing reach. Principals are reporting to us these past couple of weeks. In trustees, we talked about this at our last meeting. They continue to work on some hard to fill positions, including special education resource room teachers, special education teacher assistants, and medical assistants. We are optimistic and really are hearing that principals have seen some success in adding talent in those areas of math and counseling and community assistance. So we are seeing progress. We also have wrapped up memos of agreement so that all employee groups will be provided again this year with the 5 paid sick days dedicated for COVID, and employees need only provide proof in the form of the test results to access those additional leave days. In terms of our substitute coverage, trustees, you know this has been a primary goal because we suffered last year from some challenges in this area. So far during September, we're at about 85% or above, never below 85% throughout the month of September. And you remember some absences reported, such as a counselor or perhaps a certain kind of employee don't always require a substitute if the absence is only for 1 day. So 85% is a good number, but we will continue to monitor that and keep a close eye on that. Mr. Randall is working closely with EduStaff because we want to be prepared in case later in the fall we have greater levels of need. Trustees, we talked about this last time, so I'll only spend a minute on it, but this is just an important time of the year as we're bringing forward in these next few weeks. We have committee meetings emerging, and you will begin to see fall community engagement plans, our DEIA work moving forward with the strategic equity plan coming back to the board prior to December. Trustee Carahero referenced the framework for environmental sustainability. Mr. Lozana and the team have been working on that. He and I meet every week on that work, and that will be coming to the board. An update on our capital program. In trustees tonight, we have the team here to report out on our immediate summer work. But then in December, we will share our annual comprehensive capital program update. And then particularly excited, I think we're going to settle on one of the dates for governance that folks were thinking about next week to really dive in to the 1000 series. And those will be great to also bring back by December. Trustees, I think Mr. Cluley has a photo ready. I just want to give a shout out to one of our ABM, Ann Arbor Public Schools team members, Deborah Abayomi. She is the team member who always is working both at the ballast billing and at Durham Transportation to support us with custodial support every day. She always brings a beautiful smile and just a great attitude to the work. I just wanted to give her a big shout out and congratulations this evening. She came to us to Michigan from Nigeria in 2016. It seems like only yesterday. She's been working with ABM, working to improve her English language skills through our AAPS adult ESL classes. She successfully earned her driver's license and is able now to drive in Michigan. I'm not sure if that's entirely great or not, but at any rate. But I want to give congratulations because just this month, Deborah, along with her brother and his wife, was sworn in as a new U.S. citizen. And that's just such a great day after a long time of transition. I'm so thankful for Deborah's exceptional work, and a shout out to ABM who supports her as she supports our students in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. I have included, and we'll put it in to the update as a link, just a reminder as to how we're reporting our COVID cases. And then also just a reminder just to keep up with all of the updates in the district. We invite you to follow us on Twitter at A2 Schools or A2 at A2 Schools Super. Those are the first places where any inclement weather announcements are published. So it's good to be on those, following those areas. We are on Facebook and also our A2 Schools podcast. This week, our guests on the podcast are this capital program team talking about some of the work that they've done over the summer. All of the presentations at the board and many of our school events are also available on our YouTube channel. Thank you, trustees, for all of your work to support our 17,000 students, our staff, in our beautiful schools. We are so fortunate in this Ann Arbor community. It is my pleasure and honor to present the superintendent's report. Thank you.